Hello, it's Matt. Today we're going to be making a 3D printed boxing robot. So as you can see right here, I have a lot of PLA 3D printed parts. I designed the robot in Fusion 360. The design is based off a production boxing robot called the Super Anthony. So I'm going to talk about the other parts we're going to use for this platform. So these are the servos I'm going to be using for this project. They're made by a company called robo-one, or you can find them under High Wonder. These are the LX16As. These are serial bus servos, meaning that you can wire these servos in series, and each one is assigned a ID number, and then that way you only have one wire connecting all the servos. So what came with the servos was a bunch of miscellaneous hardware and electronics. Like here we have the servo controller, and here is what they call a debug board. And what this allows you to do is change the ID of each of the servos. Some servo horns, random other stuff, screws, USB cable. And to put the robot together, I'm going to be using these. These are a set of M3 screws and nuts and washers. Mainly I'll be using these M3x8 and the M3x12. And for power, we're going to be using these 2S LiPos. These are the same I used on my TikTok famous robot. 2S 530 milliamp hour LiPos. And lastly, I have a wireless PS2 controller. This is how it came when it shipped from China. So when it arrived, the box was already destroyed. So yeah, let's get started with the build. So this robot platform has 15 of these servos, and we're gonna have to set an ID number for each of the servos, and that can be done through this debug board that they included. And I have these stickers that we can stick on so that we know what number each servo is. Now that each servo has its own unique ID number, we can begin construction of the frame. So these plastic PLA frames are similar to how laser cut wood has a slot and tab design where it joins with a gap. So that's the way it's going to be put together, and then we have super glue to help strengthen the joint.
I'm not sure why I chose to use classical music in the background, but I suppose the build process is very relaxing. Besides the part where I superglue my fingers together.
So the legs took a while to put together, but here they are and they look pretty good. Now we can build the hip or the butt to join the two legs together, and then on top of that we can add the rest. So yeah, let's get started with the hip or the butt, or I don't know what it's called. Here are all our parts. Less parts than the legs, which is nice.
I need to start moisturizing my hands. They are very crusty in the close-ups, so I apologize.
So now we have this little hip butt assembly completed. We can build the chest. So these parts here.
My roommate thinks I'm a serial killer since I listen to classical music. I hope not.
So now that I have this chest piece put together, and the hip, I guess, we can put on the arms on the side, and then we'll just have the head. The head is just like a plate. It's not that exciting. There's no moving parts.
The actual build time was about 3 hours. It was pretty satisfying to see it all fit together. Will I do it again? Probably not.
Finished building the platform, looks pretty good. All we have to do is wire it up, which is pretty simple because you just connect all the servos together, and then we'll program it. So yeah, see you in a bit. Back. This is the robot in its final form. For now, it has 13 moves programmed into it, And in Photoshop, I created this cool design, and that's a decal sticker that'll sell on the robot. So let's do a demo of all the moves. We'll start it off. This is just the starting position. It's kind of like an athletic position, a squat. And then we can go forwards. It brings its feet together and it takes steps. And then we can go backwards. Same thing, it brings its feet first, goes backwards. It can do a rotation, so left to the right. Crab walk. Combat moves are the punches. So this is a right hook or left jab, and there's a right uppercut. And here's a left uppercut. A defensive move is a squat. And then if it falls over, it can recover itself from both directions. So this is from the back. And if we want to do it from the front, and there you go. Those are all the moves. So there were two relatively significant design changes since my original build, which was the shoulders and the arms. So the arms are 20 millimeters longer, and what that allows is to have that self-recovery, self-righting, where it can pick itself up. And then the shoulders are now a one-piece design, because originally it was 3 pieces, and this is very flimsy. It just breaks. So with this one-piece design, it's very sleek and it's very strong. Anyways, let's take this robot into action and have it fight a smaller robot, not equally matched, but I just want to boost my ego for a little bit. And so I'm gonna give the person behind the camera a small robot so I can defeat it.
Am I just nameless?
Okay, Eva behind the camera. This isn't a dance battle. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
I can't hit you from this side. Ooh. No, I can't. Stop. Yeah. Wow. You're just
They
trying
say
to.
the shins are weak. Okay. That's very strange. Yikes.
As we determined in that very anticlimactic fight, Big Robot is stronger than Small Robot in terms of punches. Where Big Robot lacks is in recovery from falling. He took a couple big tumbles, and now he is out of the game because all the plastic bits shattered. And I would like to say that another point where I prefer this kind of robot in terms of how its legs are constructed is that because the way these legs are made, the feet are always parallel under the torso. So that means it's very stable, but unfortunately I can't do any kicking moves. Like this, it can kick. This, it can't really kick, it can only slide. But this is a very nice design if you're only gonna be doing boxing, as long as you probably use a stronger material so that it doesn't blow up into a billion pieces when it falls. If you wanna make this robot for yourself with a 3D printer, you can find the STL files in the link down below, and I'll also include the PDF file that will have the template for making graphics. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit all the buttons down below. Make sure to subscribe to see more content like this. If you did enjoy this video, you can write a comment on how I can make this better. But in the meantime, that'll be all for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Wow, live audience.
Just get in the videos, let's go.
there can only be one robot in this house, and that's this one.
Welcome to Matt's Music Breakdown.
Welcome to Matt has lost his mind during quarantine and wants this to be over because I want to go back to going outside and doing other things. But yeah. It doesn't walk very straight. Is it straight? I don't know. Oh my gosh.
That's the sound of a microwave.
What? That's the low battery indicator. So that's how you know it's time to change batteries.